I'm DJ Alex, and this is your Hunky Vape 5 on Friday Vaping News, Science, and Advocacy Report for the 20th of November, 2020. On the news today, we start off with PayPal once again putting a hold on accounts over vaping purchases. As reported on Facebook, Vaping with Vic host Victor Mullen has had his PayPal account frozen for purchases that involve electronic cigarettes. Now, he doesn't sell any kind of electronic cigarettes or vaping devices, yet once again, he has had his account frozen, and he needs to fight it. So this means that PayPal has put a hold on whatever funds may be in that account at this present time. We'll take a look at that. Also in the UK, questions have been asked and answered about vaping, and the outcome is far from satisfactory. Actually, it's probably more on par with Boris Johnson's hair on a windy day. In the US, multiple vaping bans are going to be taking effect, and now they're trying to ban you from vaping in your own place of residence. If it isn't bad enough, you can't even go outside into a public place and vape. Now they're not even going to let you vape in your own personal residence. Well, at least in certain circumstances, in certain situations, in certain cities, it's getting so impossible to try and keep track of what rules are put into place and where you can just, have the natural right to take a drag of a vape. In Australia, Dr. Kate Rainey's Goldie has wrote a dog's breakfast article titled, "Why Do West Aussies Vape?" Yeah, and the article's a kangaroo court full of chiggers and scorpions, if you ask me. In Poland, the realities of mouth-to-lung and direct-lung vaping are not understood by the government, who think that they can apply burdensome excise taxes on an even keel. Well, only to find out that the Polish producers are now riding the Titanic on its maiden voyage. And despite New Zealand hitting the rewind button last week, banning vaping wherever smoking is banned, we'll take a look at their Health Navigator website, because you know what? It's still better than the drop pie equivalent we have here in the United States. In addition, for this week's science segment, we're also going to take a look at New Zealand's Vaping Facts website. Yep, New Zealand has a Vaping Facts website. It's not just the United Kingdom where they realize the science that vaping is safer than smoking deadly combustible cigarettes, and they need to encourage their population to vape. So, this week's highlighted advocacy group, we're going to talk about the Vapour Product Association, and we have a special press release that'll make you feel good at the end of our news today. All right, nothing to it. Let's just jump into it. Well, this has been talked about numerous times before. We published an article not too long ago saying that PayPal is going to be accepting cryptocurrency which is being utilized on the black market and in the dark web to purchase who knows what from who knows who. Well, they're still up to their shenanigans as usual. Unfortunately, I just can't talk today. Got me all flabbergasted. And it's not even my account that's frozen. This has been published and talked about numerous times. Here's a posting on Reddit that was 6 years ago. PayPal banning accounts over vaping purchases. Well, that took on a whole new meaning yesterday. 16 hours ago, this was published on Vaping with Vic's Facebook page. Last night, PayPal sent him an email saying that his account was on hold due to electronic cigarettes. It seems that the suspension of any account that deals with electronic cigarettes is now starting to spread from large vendors to any related accounts, meaning if you've had an interaction with a vendor of vaping equipment, they're not only going to freeze the account of the vendor, they might also freeze your account. And for those of us that just simply use PayPal as a tunnel to route our credit card information through, you might be safe. However, if PayPal has any of your money or you have anything refunded from a purchase that went sour, you might be at risk of having your funds put on hold because they don't like vaping. Also in the UK, this article is published in Planet of the Vapes. Parliament. Questions have been asked and answered, and answers were given about vaping, tobacco harm reduction, and Navali in the House of Lords and the House of Commons. Importantly, the position of vape shops being forced to close during the second COVID-19 lockdown is being questioned in both houses. Unfortunately, the responses are far from satisfactory. Yeah. As part of the debate in the House of Lords concerning the impact of COVID-19 on public health, Baroness Meacher raised the subject of vape shops being forced to close. I have a concern. These regulations should not exacerbate serious addictions. She said, why exclude vape shops? Not normally places I visit, but still, from the list of businesses that can remain open for health purposes, as listed in paragraph 47 of Schedule 1. Tobacco-related illnesses kill 70,000 people per year. The anti-smoking campaign has been hugely successful, and 3.2 million vapers are ex-smokers or current smokers attempting to stop smoking. Closing vape shops could set back the anti-smoking campaign terribly bad. Will the minister take away my request for vape shops to be slipped into that list of businesses that can remain open for health reasons? No comment to reconsider the position was promised. Back in the House of Commons, Alex Cunningham, Shadow Justice Minister, also pressed on the matter. Will the Secretary of State for Health and Social Care reconsider the decision to close specialty shops selling vaping products during the November 2020 COVID lockdown in England? Joe Churchill delivered a pitiful response. It will not be possible to answer this question within the usual time period. An answer will be prepared and will be provided once it's available. What? That's their stance on it. Well, taking a look at the United States, the bans are happening left and right. This one's been an ongoing issue and an ongoing topic for a long time. Published today in Vapour Voice. Actually, this was published 2 days ago in Vapour Voice. San Francisco wants to ban vaping in private apartments. Yeah, you heard that right. On December 1st, San Francisco may soon ban residents from vaping in their own apartments if it's attached to 2 or more additional units. The law would also ban smoking tobacco or cannabis in the same apartments. Why is vaping constantly being shoved into the same category as smoking tobacco and cannabis? Vaping is a path away from deadly combustible cigarettes. Yet it is constantly being shoved into the same corner as tobacco and marijuana. San Francisco is not alone. You think you live on the East Coast and you have nothing to worry about? Yeah, well, how about North Carolina? New Hanover County in North Carolina passes a smoking ban for most public spaces. This is utterly ridiculous. Because during their deliberations, you know where else they wanted to ban all vaping? How about on the sidewalk? Seriously, outside, on the sidewalk, walking down the street, you wouldn't be allowed to consume it. So literally, you would be forced to consume it only in your house. What, so next year somebody can get the brilliant idea to ban it like San Francisco did? Anyway, there'll be links to these articles in the description below. The commissioners adopt tobacco and e-cigarette ordinance. As of February 1st, 2021, smoking or vaping will be prohibited. Town, county, and city buildings, vehicles, or grounds owned by any government municipality. Bus stops, banned. Theaters, entertainment, sports arenas, Gaming facilities, common or public areas of offices and residential facilities like lobbies or hallways, elevators, public transportation, childcare facilities, malls and retail stores, restaurants and bars, polling places, public restrooms, galleries, libraries, and museums. Yeah. You can take a look at the actual list for yourself. New Jersey. New Jersey's Flavour ban may kill the legal industry, increasing use of riskier products. Yeah, we talked about that before. This country did not learn its lesson from prohibition. What happened when the prohibitionists made alcohol illegal in the United States? There was an entire black market industry, the mafia, all of that got its start, including NASCAR, got its start because of prohibition. When you make something illegal and people want it, they're going to get it. Just because you make it illegal is not going to stop people from going to get what they want. All it's going to do is create a thriving black market, a black market where no regulations and no laws apply, and there are no safety measures in place. Earlier this year, the Assembly Appropriations and Senate Budget Committees passed bills that broadly ban flavored e-liquids and other vaping products. They revised taxes and increased penalties for violations. Yeah. There's also places in the United States where if you get pulled over and you have a vape device, you better have the receipt for it. Because if you don't have the receipt to show that you paid the taxes for your vape device, you could have your vehicle confiscated because it's in the same category as drugs, big drugs, hard drugs. Yeah. And you will have your vehicle confiscated just like if they found a big brick of freaking cocaine in your car. Ridiculous, isn't it? But there's cities in this country that are like that. Okay. Let's move on. Here's our lovely article for today. Yummy. Dr. Kate Rainey's Goldie wrote an article titled, "Why Do West Aussies Vape?" Beautiful picture they posted up there, isn't it? This is published in medicalexpress.com. The popularity of vaping is on the rise, but one of its main appeals may come as a surprise. Long gone are the days of hazy bars and smoking sections on airplanes. And while cigarette use in Australia has been in steady decline since 1994, the popularity of vaping is exploding, especially among young people. Yeah, I can already see where this article's headed, can you? Conventional cigarettes create smoke by burning tobacco. E-cigarettes create a vapor from nicotine-containing liquid, which is then inhaled. A survey conducted in 2019 for the Australian Institute of Health and Welfare found that the use of e-cigarettes and other vaping products among young people aged 18 to 24 had quadrupled since 2016. I see where this is going. A way to quit or a way to start? Yeah, that's the title of the next paragraph. In America, the Food and Drug Administration took vaping company Juul to task for making unauthorized claims that vaping is safer than smoking and even a way to quit. Well, yeah, that's why I did it. Because it's published and there's scientific studies that show that vaping is safer than smoking a deadly carcinogen-filled cigarette that produces over 4,000 chemicals every time you light the tobacco on fire and you breathe that in, that combustion in the cigarette. Yeah, common sense will tell you there is hardly anything in the vapor that comes out of this device than what comes out of every single cigarette that people light up and smoke. So, she goes on to talk about, disturbingly, of the students who use e-cigarettes, 48% reported that they had not smoked a tobacco cigarette before their first e-cigarette. Why couldn't you possibly be happy about that? When I grew up, over half the population smoked regular, deadly, combustible cigarettes. And ever since then, and even during the time I was growing up, we've known about how bad tobacco, when you light it on fire, is. We knew the health effects of it. There's been multiple regulations, multiple taxes on it. When I started smoking, a pack of cigarettes was $1 or less. When I quit smoking, a pack of cigarettes was almost $10. And I know in several parts of the world, it is much, much more than that. Last time I was in Niagara Falls, it was almost $15 a pack. And if you go to other countries, it's even more than that. However, the safer alternative, even though it's not legally classified as a smoking cessation aid, it has scientifically been studied and proven to be more effective than traditional nicotine replacement therapy. But she doesn't talk about that. Why should she? She has an agenda, obviously. So here's where they're going to take the blame and try to be nice about it. Cloud chasers. Yeah. But what may be as surprising is that one of the main appeals of vaping may actually be the subculture around it. Looking specifically at Western Australia, these vapors are cloud chasers. Cloud chasers connected with aspects of the vapor subculture. This included engaging in hobbyist activities like collecting mods and flavored e-liquids and making their own e-liquids and accessories such as coils. Well, when you have the constant threat of your products being banned from the marketplace, of course you're going to take a look at rebuildable tanks and mods and kits and building your own coils, because what do you do if all of a sudden the government decides to make it illegal? Huh? There's a reason vapors have turned this into a hobby. And it isn't just the fact that it got them to quit smoking. It isn't just the fact that you're trying to make it illegal. Because even if this was completely legalized and all the regulations have been sorted out and there was reasonable legislation in place to ensure that the average consumer can go to any store and pick up a safe product, I would still be in the hobbyist aspect of vaping. And I would be willing to bet that most of the other people, especially the ones that are watching this, would do the exact same thing. When you have so much of your time dedicated to something that has overcome your addiction, it is going to be a hobby because you still have that void in your life that you no longer occupy with your addiction. Smoking is an addiction. And it isn't just the nicotine that you were addicted to. You also have the habits that you had and the behaviors that you've created over a lifetime of using that tobacco product. Anyway, the article will continue further talking about whether it's safer or not, and I'll let you read it yourself if you're interested. Next, jump over to Europe. More specifically, Poland. Polish producers suffer from unequal excise duties. And this is the reason why regulating the vaping industry is so hard for politicians, because there is no one-size-fits-all answer. You can tax e-liquid by the milliliter. Well, if you do that and it's applied broad spectrum across the scale, you know what vapors are going to do? They'll go to a pod system, because a pod system is less than 2 milliliters. The TPD compliance rules were written based upon somebody that only understood the pod style of vaping. They don't understand why people have to have a bigger tank. They don't understand why they can't just make it universally one size fits all. Well, is your coffee one size fits all? Are the coffee choices limited to black or creamed or cream and sugar? Or is there an infinite diversity of products available from one side to the other? And that doesn't even include the addition of flavor shots. You know, vanilla caramel cappuccino. How would you like it if you as a coffee drinker were told, well, sir, you can only have black coffee if you choose to have coffee, because you're only allowed natural coffee flavor in your coffee? Kind of ridiculous, isn't it? Well, the Polish manufacturers are suffering from unequal excise tax because they're trying to simply assign, taxes based upon what the idiots that are in charge of making the laws, lazy idiots that are in charge of making the laws, are capable of doing. I'll let you read the article for yourself. Sorry, today's news has turned into a rant. Oh, well, let's go take a look at some good news for a change. Time we shift gears. What do you think? So let's take a look at New Zealand's Health Navigator website. And this is a tool that is designed for the residents of New Zealand and anybody else that happens to come across it to educate themselves about what you need to know about vaping. And let's see what New Zealand's Health Navigator website has to say about vaping. Electronic cigarettes are a tool to help you quit smoking. What? What did that say? Electronic cigarettes are a tool to help you quit smoking? Somebody telling the truth about vaping? They produce a heated vapor that you inhale, which is why an electronic cigarette is called vaping. Vaping may help some people quit smoking cigarettes, but it is not harmless. So if you don't smoke, don't start vaping. Common sense, right? Key points: vaping products are less harmful alternative to smoking for people who are looking to quit the habit and become smoke-free. Vaping is not harmless, so only do it to help you quit smoking. If you don't smoke, don't start vaping. It is illegal to sell vapes under 18. Vaping is banned in legalized smoke-free areas, and most advertising and sponsorship of vaping products is prohibited. Okay. I can understand why you would ban the advertising and sponsorship of tobacco, cigars, cigarettes. Makes sense. You already know the health consequences of this. But why would you ban the advertising of a product that is much safer than tobacco and is used for people to get away from deadly combustible cigarettes? Huh? Why? They don't have a reason for that, do they? If you use vaping to help you quit smoking, stop tobacco smoking completely, because even low rates of tobacco smoking is harmful.
Yes.
Yes, makes sense. Okay. Only some vaping liquids have nicotine in them.
Yes.
Yes, correct. All right. Smokers who switch to vaping with nicotine-containing liquids are more likely to quit than those who vape non-nicotine-containing liquids.
Yes.
Yes, makes perfect sense. All right. Don't vape if you're pregnant. The liquid heated to produce the vapor in electronic cigarettes contains chemicals that may harm your unborn baby.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. However, I'm not a doctor, so you can't take this as medical advice.
Yes.
Right. If you're pregnant and you're smoking, you are causing harm to your unborn baby.
Yes.
Yes. We have already found out that vaping products are less harmful and an alternative to smoking.
Yes.
Yes. So logic dictates that if you are smoking and you become pregnant,
Yes.
okay, and you cannot stop smoking because you're so addicted to it,
Yes.
wouldn't it be the logical next step to vape instead of smoke? Yes, the ultimate goal would be for you to stop while you're pregnant. However, if you cannot stop smoking while you're pregnant, you should really consider vaping because they have already told you that it's safer. The world is not black and white. There's many shades of gray along the way. Yeah. Okay? Public health policy needs to incorporate this into their thought process. Vaping products and nicotine e-liquids are not subsidized. Unlike tobacco. Tobacco farmers in the United States have subsidies. Oh, but we're not allowed to talk about that, huh? Okay. Sorry.
No.
Sorry. Vaping products and nicotine e-liquids are not subsidized, but if you are vaping to quit, there's a link for Quitline. Quitline will support you with a plan to help beat the smoking addiction.
Yes.
Wow. Why can't that possibly be adopted worldwide? It's almost like, you know, the pharmaceutical industry has, potential losses if people quit smoking. Oh, sorry. Is vaping safe? Although more research is needed for long-term effects. Okay. How long-term do you need? 10? 15? 20? At what point will it be enough? We do know that the risks of smoking are likely to be much greater than the risks of vaping. Oh, might have something to do with those 4,000 chemicals that are created every time you light up the tobacco? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. That means it's better to switch from smoking to vaping, but if you don't smoke, don't start vaping. Common sense. Avoid vaping if you're pregnant. Well, if you can quit, it's better to quit. Don't vape around children. Even though nicotine in e-cigarettes poses a little danger for adult smokers, they can be lethal, cause someone to die if taken in large amounts. Yeah. That's why you should be able to sell low concentration e-liquid with the nicotine already in it. You shouldn't have to take 100 milligram per milliliter nicotine and put it in 0 milligram bottles. But some countries don't understand that. Some countries, like, right across the pond in Australia, there's a pharmaceutical model in place where you have to nick up your own stuff with the doctor's prescription. And now they're saying, oh, well, yeah, you know what? It is dangerous for some people, especially the elderly, when they can't see, to actually have to play chemist and mix their own e-liquid. So we're going to send it and delegate it to the pharmacies who want nothing to do with it. But I digress. Once again, why am I in such a ranty mood today? None of you are probably going to continue watching, but I'm going to continue making this because this is important. Is vaping legal? Vaping products manufactured from tobacco and heated tobacco products can be sold legally in New Zealand. However, under the Smoke-Free Environments and Regulated Products Vaping Amendment Act of 2020, most advertising of these products is banned, and it's illegal to sell them to young people under the age of 18. Yeah? Okay. I wonder how many people under 18 smoke. The requirement should not be black and white. It's not a magic age where all of a sudden everything's okay. I understand 18 is the legally doctrined age of adulthood. However, as we learned last week in the testimonials, some people start smoking a lot younger than that. And if they're smoking, wouldn't it be better to push them towards vaping? And maybe enforce the rules where they're not supposed to smoke if they're not a legal adult? No. Other places they decided that, since the people younger than 18 cannot stay away from the product, we'll just make it illegal for everybody because that'll really work. No, it doesn't work. Prohibition has never worked in history, ever. Is vaping an effective way to quit smoking? Wow. Another logical question. There are a number of different ways to quit smoking cold turkey, hence just stopping completely. DJ Alex, did that work for you?
No.
No?
No.
Oh. Okay. How about nicotine replacement therapies? Did they work for you?
No.
No?
No.
No. Other stop smoking medications like Chantix. DJ Alex, did Chantix work for you?
No.
No?
No.
No. Or vaping. Did vaping work for you?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked. It worked.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yes, I did. I became best friends with my vape because it got me to stop smoking. I tried everything, and I tried for fucking decades. Vaping worked. None of that other stuff did. Not in the long term. I've never gone. Since I picked up a cigarette, I have never gone, as long as I have now, not smoking. And I'm around smokers. Dear friends of mine. I have somebody that I interact with on a weekly basis. I look up to him as a father figure, and you know what? He smokes. I don't hold it against him. He wants to smoke. He smoked all his life. Let him smoke. And I can be around him and not want to smoke. I'm more than content with my vape.
Yes.
Yes, I am. Because it worked. It got me to stop smoking completely. If you decide to use vaping to quit smoking, stop smoking completely. Very easy to do when you find the right flavor. Because it was the flavor that let me quit. Vape with nicotine-containing liquids. Well, I did when I first quit. Yeah. Right there. Yeah. See? That worked great. Oh, yeah. But you know what? Here's what I use right now. Here. I want to. Let me show you. See what that says? Yeah! You can enjoy vaping without the nicotine. It is wonderful. Wow. Anyway, I know this video is way too long, so I'm going to leave it there. You guys can actually take a look at the link yourself. What you need to know about vaping, it's on Health Navigator website, published by the government of New Zealand. And definitely take a look at the facts of vaping. Vapingfacts.health.nz. Yeah. Definitely worth taking a look at this. You can actually take a look and read all of these. You can take a quiz. You can see the side effects of vaping, the risks of vaping, what is vaping, vaping law and policy, vaping and pregnancy, vaping versus smoking, vaping to quit smoking. See that right there? Oh, no, you can't. Hold on. 1 second. Ready? There it is. Right there. Vaping to quit smoking. That is amazing. Vaping to quit smoking. Do you believe this? Vaping to quit smoking. What a thought. Who would have thunk it? New Zealand, it says published on their Vaping Facts website. Take a look in the description below for the actual link. Definitely worth watching. All right, let's move on. Vaping Advocacy, the Vapour Product Association. We always talk about vaping's dangers, but it must be remembered that electronic cigarettes are less toxic than tobacco and a part of a medical treatment. It is a product that can also help quit. General Coordinator for the Superior Health Council in Belgium, Fabrice Peters. This is the Vapour Products Association of South Africa. Represents manufacturers, wholesalers, and retailers of smoke-free products in South Africa. We have come together to work with government and other stakeholders to develop legal regulations and standards for our industry and to ensure that consumers have access to all available information about vaping products. Because unfortunately, these ridiculous bans are not limited to the United States. They're not limited to Australia. They're not limited to any region of the world. Politicians that do not understand something simply ban it, or, depending on their party, tax it to oblivion. Because that's the easiest way they know how to deal with what they consider to be a problem. Let's take a look at a testimonial on the Vapour Product Association of South Africa. I have been able to quit smoking due to vaping. I have successfully moved from traditional cigarettes and have been able to quit smoking due to vaping. E-cigs. I truly believe vaping offers a safer alternative to smoking. Wow. That sounds amazing.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's look at another one. After being a heavy smoker for 15 years and trying everything I could quit, Zyban, Champix, patch, gum, I discovered electronic cigarettes. I have been vaping for 4 years now and have not had a single cigarette in the time.
Yes.
Yes. That's amazing. Congratulations. The change in my health has been phenomenal. The coughing and wheezing is gone.
Yes.
Yeah, mine's gone too. And no longer do. Without the switch to vaping, there was a real chance that my family would be sitting without a father and a husband right now. And for this, I am truly grateful.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I am truly grateful for what vaping has been able to do for me. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I no longer suffer from asthma. Oh, wow. Can that be interpreted as a medical statement? You can't take that as a medical statement because, you know, it's just one person's word. It's just his word. There's no scientific study that says vaping can get rid of your asthma. Oh. Did I just say that?
Yes.
Am I allowed to say that?
No.
Oh. Sorry. The health benefits are great. I can smell better. Yes. Let's try that again. The health benefits are great. I can smell better.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I can taste better.
Yes.
Yes. I can taste better. And no longer suffer from asthma.
Yes.
Wow. Congratulations. My eldest daughter also no longer has asthma.
Yes.
As much as you try keep your children away from secondhand smoke, you can't.
Yes.
Yes. Cigarette smoke lingers.
Yes.
Yes. Vapor doesn't.
Yes.
Well, it's not a no. All depends on how much you vape and what kind of e-liquid you use. Okay? Vegetable glycerin is what makes the clouds. And technically, it is aerosolized by your vape. You see that? That is aerosolized vegetable glycerin. It's the exact same vegetable glycerin that is aerosolized in my fog machine when I DJ for parties. The propylene glycol is used to carry the flavors in the liquid. It also thins it out. It also gives you a slight throat hit. However, this is 100% safe and can kill almost any bacteria in a liter of contaminated air. That study's been around for almost 100 years. But we can't talk about that. Sorry. Let's take a look at Bushnell Hawkins. My stamina and fitness levels are through the roof.
Yes.
I have been successfully off combustible cigarettes for over 2 years and feel like a new person.
Yes.
Okay. My stamina and fitness levels are through the roof.
Yes.
I have regained taste and smell.
Yes.
I truly believe vaping offers a safer alternative to smoking.
Yes.
Wow. Boy, this sounds like a one-sided train. One-sided freight train. Oh, man.
This'll be fine. Sure.
Okay. I have not felt this good in many... you know what? The link's in the description below. You're going to have to check it out for yourself because I've already taken up too much of your time. I'm sorry. I know. This isn't meant to be an all-day broadcast-a-thon. This is supposed to be your weekly news. So, just like the latest news reports, I'm going to leave you with a positive message. You're going to love this one, okay? Vapour donates over 70 million rupiah, I think that's how you say it, to Indonesians affected by the pandemic. There's a press release put out on PR Newswire from Shenzhen, China. The COVID-19 pandemic has heavily impacted the communities in Indonesia, with over 440,000 confirmed cases to date and millions of people affected by recommended stay-at-home measures adopted across the nation. As a response to the nationwide crisis, Vapour launched the X-Cross charity initiative together with Indonesia. And they have donated 70 million Indonesian rupiahs to date. This significant amount has helped unemployed and low-income people and their families, as well as nursing homes in Jakarta. Vapour Care has helped over 1,200 Indonesian families so far, and the company hopes its charity activities will help many more people in the future. Helping communities indeed. Vaping giant S'more International is the owner of Vapour and has inherited a sense of responsibility and passion for contributing to society. Not only does it provide innovative, high-quality vaping products, but it also gives back to the communities in need. Since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic early in 2020, Vapour has launched its Vapour Care project to provide local stores and communities in need with assistance. And this is something that I countlessly see. I go and I visit mom and pop shops, vape shops, when I'm out traveling, when I'm out and about, whatever. Every time I stop in a mom and pop shop, I constantly see the same situation. You have somebody who smoked for a long time and tried to quit, tried everything in the world to quit. And once they found vaping, it was like somebody took a light switch, their smoking light switch, and shut it off, just like that. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, our time has come to an end. And I'm going to leave you with this little bit here, okay? Every time I walk into a mom and pop vape shop, I find the same story. Whether it be the actual vape owner or a relative of the person that actually was able to quit smoking with vaping, it motivates people. It gets them to become passionate about vaping. Because for something as simple as vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol aerosolized in a modern technology device to empower people to get over their addiction to deadly combustible cigarettes, that's something that everybody's got to find out about and everybody's got to know about. And you just want to stand on top of the mountaintops and preach. But it's because it works. It's because I have yet to find any serious side effects to this. And despite what the news media would like you to believe, vaping is a way to quit smoking. Take a look at the links in the description below. You can find out the facts of vaping. It truly does work. Vaping empowered me to quit smoking. And I want all of you to have the same opportunity. So, I think that wraps it up for today. I truly am grateful for all of you watching this. And my message to you is, keep on vaping.